Welcome to the Mapleside Chats, your glimpse into the CEIBS MBA. This podcast presents you with the inside scope on what happens behind the scenes of China's top business school, located in Shanghai on Hongfeng Road or Red Maple Road. The China-Europe International Business School aims to develop tomorrow's business leaders with a China depth, global breadth mindset. Sounds intriguing? Let's get started. Welcome to Season 3 of the Mapleside Chats. Today is the first episode of Season 3, produced by MBA 2025, Wang and Yucci. I'm Wang, and I will be today's host. Today's topic is TEDxCEIBS, which is an incredible event that our batch hosted 2 weeks ago. So the event actually had 800 people come into our campus, and around 1.5 million people watching it online live. So joining us today are Miya and Leo to share with us the experience and the story behind the whole journey. Could you please introduce yourself?
Thanks, Rain. Thanks, Yucci. Hi, guys. I'm Miya. I'm now MBA 2025 student of CEIBS and also president of TEDxCEIBS Curator team. Before MBA, I worked in marketing department of Beijing Organizing Committee for 2022 Olympic Winter Games. And then I joined Amazon to do some projects related to retail business service.
Hello, everyone. My name is Leo, and I'm the MBA 2025 student. I'm also the vice president of TEDxCEIBS committee this year. So before joining CEIBS, I was the auditor and also the investment banker in the financial service. We provide financial service to our clients to help them to list it on the stock exchange. So really glad to be here and share the experience to you guys.
All right, great. So welcome both of you. Before we dive deeper, could you please briefly explain what's TEDxCEIBS?
Yeah, sure. I think all of you may heard and watch the TED Talks, which aim to promote most influential and innovative idea to the world. So TEDxCEIBS is also bring the TED spirit, ideas change everything, and the CEIBS signature China depth, global breadth to our community. So TEDxCEIBS is an independent event fully hosted by MBA students. So every year we invited innovative speakers from different areas like technology, entertainment, design, economy, and etc. to share their ideas, their wisdom, their passion and values with our audience, and also to contribute some ideas and inspiration to our society.
All right. So I'm actually a TEDx fan. And so at this very beginning of our podcast today, I really want to know, could you share one highlight of this year's event that stood out to any of you?
Okay, I think the highlight this year is the CEIBS' 30th anniversary. We are here. And also it's kind of the second TEDxCEIBS event after the COVID. So a lot of challenges aroused this year's, but I think right now it's more adapt to the post-COVID era, and still we have to adapt to the challenge and try the best ways to perform well and perform a good stage for our speakers and perform a good show for our audience.
Yeah, I totally agree with Leo. I think you guys already saw the event, so we have really a lot of highlights, like very engaging speaker lineup and also inspiration ideas and also well-organized event. So I think for this year, we are very lucky to have 9 fantastic speakers. They are some of them are Olympic champion and dancers and designers, AI scientists, and also social entrepreneur. So they are very busy, but they still spend 2 to 3 months to craft their speeches. So they may embody their lifelong story and pursuits to share with our audience. So I think this is very valuable that their efforts and dedication, as well as our curation team, to bring these ideas to our audience so that we inspired many people on the night of the event.
Amazing. So, just out of curiosity, is this the reason why the idea or the concept this year is about light?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I think light is a physical thing and it's a region of the universe and also a symbol of a lot of meaningful things like a warm inspiration and encourage and also the guidance of the future. So that's why we want to choose this thing as the same is because after pandemic, everyone need the light of themselves to encourage them to get out of the dark and give them courage to move on, I think.
Yep. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think I add on a little bit because I think we are the TEDxCEIBS, so we have to highlight something about CEIBS. So everyone could come to CEIBS for some reasons. Maybe they fear some obstacles. They want to pursue a career switch. But I think the light as a thing kind of provide solution, provide a guidance for them that you should not be worried about it. Come to CEIBS and you will find what you are looking for. And come to CEIBS, you will show the directions of the future. So light, it can warm you, but somehow it can guide you to where you want to achieve. So this kind of turn the impossibility to the possible. So I think it's a good way for us to illustrate the theme and to ignite people's ideas and help them later in the future.
I personally love the theme. And so before I go deep into some hidden stories behind the journey, I want to track it back to the beginning of this event because recall back, because I know that you need to decide at very early stage of the course, which is like within 1 month that we started our course, whether you want to host the event. So just curious, what drove you want to host this event at the very beginning stage? What are some of the motivations behind?
Oh, okay. I want to mention because you mentioned the TEDx is very meaningful and challenger things. So during our CEIBS MBA program, we also been learning how to develop our entrepreneurship and leadership. So I do believe TEDxCEIBS is a great platform to exercise these abilities. It's like running a startup project. So you can get the experience everything from building and managing an efficient team and securing funding, attracting and persuading speakers to marketing and executing the event. So this is an experience that gives you a full 330-degree view of what it's like to be an entrepreneur. So luckily, we've been able to leverage the CEIBS platform and resources to develop these skills. And also in the process, we are so lucky to gain a really deep friendship.
So maybe I will add on one point about this. So for myself, before I joined Sage, as I mentioned before, I was kind of finance guy everywhere. So we look deep into the financial statements. We try to develop really good models that can better illustrate and better understand our target companies. So it's more like you focus on one thing really, really deep, and somehow you want to learn more skills. For example, for the business development, it's kind of crucial in your later career. If you become a partner or the managing directors, you have to find the resources you have. You want to leverage what you got to provide better service for your target customers. But somehow I want to learn it before I really become or need these skills. So I think TEDxCEIBS is a good platform for me to learn and leverage and give me a lot of space, give me a lot of time to polish my skills, polish what I have done before, and do the review and to better perform and to learn these skills. So I think it's a good way and it's a good opportunity for me. Literally zero opportunity cost. So that's a great opportunity for me to do this.
Yeah, I think from what you both mentioned, there's a lot of different sections or things that included in this event and this whole organizing journey. So did you guys split the responsibilities or like specific jobs that are allocated to each of you? Because you guys are the president and the vice president.
I think for me, because I'm the people to gathering these excellent people here and also initiate the event. So for me, I think the most challenging things is what kind of ideas we want to bring into the CEIBS community. And also for the team management, how to balance everyone's time, because MBA is super busy. We have a lot of study works and social works, and also need to find an internship or figure out what we need to do in the future. So the time is limited, resources is limited. So how to balance this, how to motivate all the team members to keep in the same pace. I think this is, or sometimes I also need to motivate myself as well. So I think this is very challenging for me, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the vice president, this kind of role, for the team management, I just can't facilitate my president to what kind of she needs, what kind of help I can offer. So apart from that, the major job I did is for the fundraising. We have to management and sponsorship, try to get enough funds to support our performance, not only on the stage, but also for the online marketing and for the benefits for our sponsors, and try to add values for CEIBS community and also for our sponsors. Because we know TED is kind of non-for-profit organizations. It's not that commercial. You cannot just give him a big logo on the stage and every time host will say, okay, thanks our sponsors, let's invite. It's not permitted at that time. So you have a lot of restrictions, you have a lot of guidelines. You have to find a way to provide and add venues for your sponsors. So for me, sponsors is my main job, and also foresee our president and foresee to serve the whole team to help them.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys divided to be like internal management and also external management. And I can imagine that there were challenges along the way. And could you share one of the biggest challenges you faced?
I think one thing's really coming to my mind is how to persuade others, how to earn the trust. So, for example, when we invited the speakers, because the speakers is our key person, the superstar of the event, right? We need to invite 8 to 9 speakers. So one time we want to invite very popular economist, Professor Bala. He is also the professor in CEIBS and very, very popular about the students. So we sent him a very sincere invitation to join this event. He also showed some interest, but he rejected in the end because the busy schedule. And we also asked some officer from MBA to help us to persuade him, because we really want to invite him, but he rejected again. So we are quite upset, and we think maybe we need to find some other people instead. But, we guys really want to invite him because this year is 30th anniversary of CEIBS. And Professor Bala, he lived in China for more than 20 years. And he also have a lot of efforts and dedication to MBA, global EMBA education, and cultivate a lot of business talents for Chinese and even though the world economy. So that's why we really want to invite him to share his story about that. So later we decided to invite them third time to try our best. So we do more research about him, and we explain why we still want to invite him, what perspectives he could share, and what meaningful sharing he could bring to CEIBS, to our community, and what he could gain for himself. So we crafted the email till like 3 a.m. and 1,000 words, and we full all of our feeling and sincerity to this email, carefully choose every word actually. And the next day when we checked our email box and we saw, okay, dears, I will do that, your Uncle Bala. In that moment, I was so touched and excited, and I almost cried. He even referred to him as our Uncle Bala. And we later know that the teams before last year and the year before last year, they also invited Professor Bala, but only we succeed. So I think perhaps it's maybe our sincerity and our persistence that touched him. So for me, I think this is it's not really a challenger, but it's quite unforgettable moments I remember now. And also this gave us a lot of confidence and encouragement for our later events preparation. No matter how many difficulties and setbacks we encountered, we still keep trying our best and never give up. It's just like we are another speaker sharing on the event. It's Chinese first Winter Olympic champion Yang shared. I can accept failure, but I cannot accept a self that didn't give it my all.
Yeah, I think that's incredible story. It's so touched, and as a member of MBA 2025, or when I saw Bala on stage, I think it was so meaningful. And especially as you both mentioned before, it's the 30th anniversary of the school. So it really means a lot. And I think I'm so touched about this behind story, how we continue to invite Professor, and despite all these challenges, and at the end that we overcame, so which is incredible. And any other little stories that you want to share, Leo?
Yeah, I think after the events, all the biggest challenge you have imagined, you have encounters, it kind of become a little story you can share. So my story is more focused on the sponsorship. So at really beginning, 10 people get together and become the TEDxCEIBS, the light team. The sponsorship is quite going well. We secure the funds at really beginning and really early stage. But with the times goes on, the recovery of the economics didn't meet expectations. And so in kind of later stage, some of sponsors decide to withdraw their sponsorship. So that time, there's kind of a very, very close to our event days. We have to make a lot of payments. We have to make a lot of confirmations. So at that time, I feel a little bit panic. Actually, we want to achieve what we have done right now. I don't want to tell all the team members that, okay, we cannot do this, we cannot do that. So I was very, very unconfident at that time. But I still seek for help from our MBA students, from the CEIBS community, and also from the school. So luckily, I really, really appreciate the CEIBS alumni community over here. So with the help of professors, we achieved and we approached a lot of alumni around the world, from the sports industry to automobile industry. And in a really, really later stage, we secured a sponsorship from one of our alumni. So at that time, I feel really relaxed and also want to appreciate the help from our community, not only for our students, but also for the alumni and also the staff. They offer me a lot of help for us because it's their generous help that gave us opportunity to perform a better stage for all the audience and for all the CEIBS alumni and the CEIBS current students. So it's kind of mutual benefits to each others. And I really, really want to appreciate and thank for who have helped us in this stage and in this community.
Yeah, it sounds like a group effort. It's like every party that have putting effort into this event to help us as MBA 2025, especially the team aligned to deliver this amazing event. So now, 2 weeks after the event, at this moment, what would you say is the most valuable thing you've taken away from this experience?
For me, I think the most valuable things is people. No matter team light, our team, 10 people, or volunteers, or our speakers, or the MBA officers, foundation officers, alumni who supported us, I think all of the people is valuable things. Maybe we also can keep in touch and we'll have cooperation in the future. And the one thing I want to emphasize is for a leader, I think most valuable things when you work with different people, different background and different work style. As a team member, you may gesture to be respect them. But as a leader, I think you need to be more respect and more tolerance than before. You need to embrace inclusiveness to encourage everyone. So for me, I think the most valuable things is I learned how to tolerate the team as well to tolerate myself.
I think for me, the most valuable thing I've got is this remarkable friendship for the team members. So really beginning, everyone is new to the CEIBS. No one know each other before, and you try to explore new friend approach and see, oh, can we be friends? But somehow this team helped me a lot, and you cannot find in other organizations that you have to do things for almost 8 months to 9 months. So it's a remarkable journey, and during this journey, you gradually shift from friends to the family. I want to really highlight it about this. Even after the TEDxCEIBS events, you still face a lot of challenge in your life. Especially you have to face a lot of uncertainties. You want to switch a new industry. You want to switch the new functions you have never done before. But with this family, you know that family is over here. The team members over here. They gave me a lot of courage to do what I haven't done before, and to do what I want to achieve in the future. Sometimes I still feel maybe I'm not good at that. They will always be there supporting you and encouraging, okay, Leo, let's go. You're so good. I think for me, I can feel the trust and support from this little family. And I also want to highlight a little bit story of that. On the event day, we communicate through the interphone. So I was all alone outside the stage. I have to be responsible for the sponsors. If they come to the campus, I have to visit them. And I also want to make sure every part outside the stage is doing well. So most of the time, I was like the sole atom in the universe. At that time, when I got my interphone, I went out at the gates of the Jinke Road over here. I have to check whether the exhibition car over here is ready or not. I'm not confident at that time, but I still, when I check with my teammates, I hear every voice give me response and tell me that they were here and you should not be worried about that. Even I was away from the stage during most of the events, I can still feel connected. That's the most unforgettable thing. So thanks to this family, that's really helped me a lot.
Yeah, I think from what you guys shared, it's no longer just a team. It's not just a hosted event team. It's like a family. That this is a long journey that lasted through 8 or 9 months, and you guys shared with all the challenges, with all the instability. So it's the whole team or the whole family together that overcame it. So these are really like truly inspiring lessons. Just our last question, finally. For anyone who plans to host an event like this or is considering taking on a similar challenge, what advice would you share with them?
My advice is not do it. Just kidding. But I think when you try to do this, you need to consider it like this such time to dedicate it, because it's this really, really long time, like 8 months as we mentioned before. So you need to sacrifice other things like maybe study, social party, a lot of things you need to think about clearly when you do this. And other things I think is like Leo mentioned is when you have your team, you need to trust them. You need to support them. For me, I think it's really lucky to have our 10 people together. No matter how difficult or no matter how misunderstanding we have or difficulties we faced, we still like choose to trust each other and support each other. So I think this is really valuable. And for the challenges you guys will face, I think the most important thing is never give up. I think now a lot of people mention like economy and situation is uncertain, but only things we can do is do what we think is certain things, is right things. So never give up, be resilient, and you will gain what you want.
If I want to conclude, the advice I can give to the similar challenge, I still align with my teammates have said before. It's the building trust. Because for TEDxCEIBS event, 10 people seems a lot of people. But for 9 months program, 10 people seems not enough. You have a lot of work to do. You have to support every team members. They have different requirements. They have different needs for them, physically or emotionally. So you will always be here to support them. And sometimes you cannot just focus on everything what they've done right now, but what's more important is that you have to trust them and trust the result and give them opportunity for them to do the things. It cannot be what we call the dominating boss and you want to control everything. Through this journey, I really appreciate that it's the 8 months program here. So at the beginning, you build trust little by little and you trust your teammates. And later on, you find out that, okay, the result's so good. I think the magic of the trust over here. Also, I want to explain a little bit about the trust is as I mentioned before, the CEIBS community. So people get together for the same reason, it's a CEIBS, right? If you need some help in the future, you can use the trust. People trust the CEIBS. What I've done before, what I've learned before in this little campus, and I think this is you trust your alumni, you trust your staff, you trust everyone in this community, and you will gain what you want.
Yeah, I think it's amazing that how all the different departments, not just from our batch, not only just from the volunteers from our batch, but also the offices, departments, also the people, alumni, as you guys mentioned, and probably the past batches, they all provided support. And I don't want to let you two go, so I just decided I'm going to ask one more question. So this is the final question. So at the end, you guys went on stage, and it was the time that you guys were down to the light and facing all the audiences. And what was that feeling? Because I think that was probably the end of the event or towards the end of the event. So what was the feeling?
Actually, when I was on the stage, the light is too shiny. I couldn't open my eyes, actually. Actually, I write something I want to say, but later I didn't say all of the things I want. I only focus on two things. One is speaker, because this is really, I appreciate their efforts and dedication and time for this event. Another thing is our team. When I invite the team come to the stage, I almost cried, like, oh my God, we made it. It's incredible, like we 10 people made it, these things. We didn't expect there so many people come. Like last year, maybe there are only 500, but this year we achieved 800 audience and millions of audience to see the live stream. So we also received a lot of comments like, you did really good job. So when we're on the stage, we are complicated feelings like we finally made, but everything is end like that. But I really want to show the audience that how my amazing team to do that. They are the hero behind the stage. Yeah.
Yep. So as one of the team member, our Vice President Leo, what you want to share?
So for me, this kind of the first time I step onto the stage because I'm more focused on the external things. So at that time, I feel overwhelmed, actually, especially as Miya mentioned before. The light is so strong over here, you can barely open your eyes. And I look around, I see my teammates, I feel, okay, there are still a lot of people keep coming with me. When I look down into the audience part, I see their expectations. I see their fulfillment about this event. I feel that what I've done on this long journey is meaningful, or we successfully convey the ideas, the insights, the good performance to everyone's mind. So at that time, I think, oh, wow, it's TED. That's the most interesting part of TED. And people are willing to accept and receive what I want to convey them. In this audience, I still saw kind of my old friends. They come from really, really far away. One of my friends, he flew from Hong Kong and joined this event. And one of my friends come from Wuhan, from our hometown over here.
It's like a wedding.
yeah, it's like wedding. So you receive a lot of support from the audience part, and the feedback is so good for the audience. At the time, I feel, oh, okay, it's really meaningful, and it's not about we just finish this event. It's really leverage this event with a lot of opportunities, with a lot of help people, give them new ideas. I think that's the meaning of this.
Yeah, I think as your classmates, one of the batch 2025, we want to say that we're extremely proud. And when we were standing at the back of the audience and when we saw all of you guys on stage, we were so proud. This was amazing and it was perfect. I would just say it was a perfect, amazing event that threw out amazing ideas representing our batch with the diversity of the topics and also the guest speakers. All right, I'll let you guys go. And thank you, Miya and Leo, for sharing with us today with your inspiring stories behind the journey and valuable insights. Okay, thank you. We hope you've enjoyed this glimpse into MBA life at CEIBS. If you have any questions or comments about this episode or the podcast in general, please feel free to reach out. Our email is in the podcast description. Stay tuned for our next episode.